Since living in Cornwall, I have clocked up miles upon miles walking the coast paths around this tip of Britain. My trusted companion is not just Pip the dog, but my Apple Watch. It measures everything: my heart rate, my calorie burn, and most importantly, my flights that I've climbed. Now, the paths here are notorious. They go up and down, and one is constantly faced with valleys and hills. And I measured the amount of flights Pip and I had climbed in the last year a while ago. Yes, I was a bit bored, but it was very, very interesting. We've climbed half the way up Mount Everest. I didn't tell you this to get a badge or cheers from the gallery. I've told you this because I've been thinking about this Sunday's scripture for most of the week while I've ascended these rocky hills here. This is Mountaintop Sunday. Well, that's my name for Transfiguration Sunday, because today we're going to hear about mountaintop ecstasies. I love Mountaintop Sunday. The stories are visually fantastic, and I don't know about you, but everybody loves a good story. But these aren't just stories. They are profound narratives describing certain people's jaw-dropping and extraordinary experiences of seeing the glory and the power of God. In our scripture reading we've just heard, we read of Moses' amazing 40-day-long mountaintop experience with God that left him so radiant that people could barely look at him. His story that led him there can be seen in this illustrated map I've drawn. Here is the Exodus, Moses leading the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt, being chased by Pharaoh's army, crossing the parted sea, being sustained by food given by God. And after 3 months travelling, the Israelites come to the foot of Mount Sinai, exhausted and travel-weary. And one night thunder roared and flashes of lightning shone in the dark sky. The Israelites had never seen a storm like it. Then God calls Moses to meet him on the mountaintop. 750 flights later, Moses reaches the summit. Here God speaks to him, and he is consumed by the brightness and glory of this wonder from the clouds. So much so that his face shines with brilliant radiance. God then gives Moses the stone tablets of law and instructs him how he wants his people to live. Moses' mountaintop ecstasy lasted 40 days, but he knew his people needed him to lead them through the wilderness and onward to the promised land. When he did come down, he was a changed man, able to do and transform his people. He managed to turn them away from worshipping other idols like the golden calf. He had an incredibly dazzling radiance about him, almost too bright to look at. His face had to be veiled because the people were too afraid to have that direct contact with that awesome power of God. The tablets were known as the Covenant of God and were kept safely in a specially built Ark of the Covenant, and that was carried around from place to place for the next 38 years of wandering in the wilderness. The power and guidance of God seen through Moses kept the Israelites deep-rooted to the belief that eventually they would get to the promised land. Later, we will see centuries on another mountaintop experience that changed 3 men, Christ's disciples. Their expectation of their friend and Rabbi Jesus was exceeded beyond their wildest imagination.